Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Welcome guys. Happy hump day. We're halfway there, guys. Today I'm talking about faithful farmers, y'all. And I'm not just talking about faithful, I'm talking about faithful. We are full of faith. And that's what it's gonna take in these days we are walking in, y'all. That is what it's going to take. But it's also going to take some sound instruction, and it's also going to take some seeking our Father, the Most High Yahweh. Is also going to take us delivering on our part, and I'd like to welcome you guys to the Lord's Love Live. I'd like to say thank you all for the new subscribers. Within the past week or so, I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. I'm so grateful for you guys, and I'm even more so grateful for you all that's been with me and that's stayed with me, through my awakening and my growth. In my awareness, in my journey, my mistakes, my get back ups, my perseverance, resilience, and all these great gifts that the Lord has given us as we grow in Him and as we stay faithful in Him. And we are consistent in well doing. And though they have the term that being nice is really, and I've heard more and more, or I've seen captions of more and more celebrities going in on motivational speaking about being too nice. And since they went out public, Oprah, Denzel Washington, what would be considered kings and queens of our time as far as in recognition and in wealth of the carnal wealth, and the kind of wealth I want to. I'm not gonna call that wealth carnal. I'm gonna just say monetary wealth. No, I don't have to be rich. I just want to be more comfortable, more than comfortable. But God is taking care of all my needs, so let me stop acting silly. And I'm gonna go into the difference between us as wheat and the evildoers of the world as tares, and us as wheat. We have so much in common, guys. More than you would really take note of or really recognize how much we have in common. And like I said, this page is for more of enlightenment, which is, it's not a religious page. It's welcoming. I'm welcoming to everyone. And I speak out of the Bible because I follow Christ. And but in every religion, there is something great for you in the Bible as well. And if you're sound in your beliefs, you have to be sound in your beliefs though. You can listen to anyone, and if they can give you, just like the Lord told me one day, because I was watching something about some type of about Buddhists. That's what I was watching, something about Buddhists. And the Lord had told me that I was at a level in my journey where I could watch it because I was sound in my beliefs. And anytime someone is being honest with you and they're bringing their best that they have to you, then they don't mind. Just like a woman that's in your life, she's giving her best that she has to give. She is excited in your relationship. She see all the fruit that your relationship is bearing, the soundness, the healthiness in your relationship. God, she knows that you are her appointed soulmate. You know that she is your appointed soulmate. And there's a soundness in your relationship. So, she gets to a point in her comfort, knowing that she's doing all this for you, that she don't have to worry about you looking around, or even if you see other women, even if other women are attractive, it's still a whole package that she has with her that you cannot stimulate. You can't go past, okay, yeah, she's attractive, but I'm attractive too. And and over the years I work out, and I can cook, and I can and we have an actual bond between us. We've been through some things. He know I'm not going nowhere. I know he's not going nowhere. So just like in that, when there's truth and honesty and solid, then you don't mind somebody. Okay, yeah, you can look, and even if you compare, you can only compare to a certain point, because it don't have nothing on your situation. No one has nothing on what God has been to me. And no one could penetrate the level of understanding and faith I have in him. So for me to watch certain programs and sort of get what other people get out of what they believe, I can even get pointers as far as how I contribute to my beliefs, because in meditation, that's what they do in Buddhism. They don't meditate the same way we do, but they show how important meditation is and how sold out in people's lives they are. So it's sort of make you look at yourself as, how much am I meditating? How much am I trying to get God's feedback as opposed to just praying? When you're looking for the right things, you're not looking to see, okay, well, is God real? If you're looking for the right things. Oh, okay, I'm getting married to a Buddhist, so let me see what they believe just in case I got to become a Buddhist. Nothing like that. When you just looking. And so, just like in that, you can get something good out of anyone who's speaking in love and enlightenment, and who is speaking in the wealth and abundance of the common good, and that's where I'm at. And that's what this page is. And so, we're also talking about the fruit you bear, that as far as people say, back to what I was saying about being nice. And as a matter of fact, where is that? Man, anytime I need something, that's when I can find it. But I had got these here little buttons that you put on your clothes or your jackets or whatever, sort of 80s or whatever. But I'm sort of an 80s styler. So anyway, I had got these little buttons that you put on your clothes, and so it was 4 on there. And on, it said, abundant, wealthy, and good doings, positive and such. And one said nice-ish. And just because it had nice on there, I was like, let's just keep that button to the side. I was going to show y'all and throw it away. Like, I don't want nothing to do with nice no more. But there's a difference in being nice, and then there's a difference in being kind. And kind is a fruit of the Spirit. And we cannot lose that, because it is one thing that sets us apart from, oh, sweetheart, I didn't know. Okay, my bad. You could turn off the music in there. And kindness is, my son, and kindness is one of the fruit we bear. And there's levels to everything, even though there's sometimes unscripted. Yesterday messed up my whole life because my lights went out for a minute and people were trying to chime in. I couldn't even edit it and post it yesterday on YouTube because of that. And so I'm just going to push decline today instead of. But anyway, I don't know why I said that out loud, knowing how people are. I'm so weird. In a good way, peculiar. But anyway, there's levels to everything. Even though, some things are unwritten, they are just a knowing. It's just a knowing. And the levels of different things, how far to go this way or how far you can't go this way after you've got to a new level. Because we realize as we level up, then we have new tests, new enemies. And even though all the time when we weren't aware, when we weren't awakened, we've had people against us. They were more of the people in our circle, people who were more close to our circle. But as they have realized, who we are, and as their karma has went back to them, everything has went back to them, and fallen off of you from you becoming more aware. It's like a circle, and it just like it goes further out the circle as you level up, because the new level, new devils, is the ones that's trying to stop you from getting to the top, trying to stop you from getting closer to them. And so after you go past this is the major test, because these are the closest people to you know more of your secrets. They know more of what kind of person you have been. They know how sleep you are as far as incorporating knowledge into your walk, how much you are just taking in from other people. And, so after you get past those, which is the major test in your awakening, then we get to the ones that, don't really know us, but they know the warfare, and they know, once you get to a certain level that's unspoken of, they know that they feel like they can come at you. But no weapon formed against you will prosper. They will be formed against you, but they won't prosper the more knowledge you gain and the more you are in your righteous walk. Your intentions are set forth and, contributing in a good way, to life, to your responsibilities in life, the things that God has appointed you with and everything. And guys, love is the highest frequency. I mean, love, it makes your heart beat faster. It makes you see colors more vividly. It calms you. It makes you motivated. It makes you see things differently. Makes you want to be a better person. It makes you seek awareness to become better, so you can be more impressive to your partner, your mate, or whatever. It's just a high frequency, and love triggers stuff inside of you that would cause a shaking, a radical shaking, to wake up out of a slumber. And us as us as the faithful farmers, us as those who are producing good in everything, beyond intentions, in our doings, in our well-doings, in our, we don't even have to know a stranger to see that they're in need of a kind word, a little uplifting, and as you're led, depending on how you're led. But our discernment gets to a certain point in our journey, because love is the highest frequency. It's already known that God is love. And let me go into that before I move on. I'm going to 1 John 4:8. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. And that's what I was saying. The closer you walk to God, the more your fruit will bear healthy, good fruit. More fruit, the more abundant we are. And more fruit, the more abundant we are. And that's what I was saying about how alike we are in our walk. And, religion is really sad that how much it separates us. Even people who are Christian, there's so many sets of Christians. It's so many, in my belief, Jesus came to show us one way. And the biggest part of that way is in loving one another and in, being a light, being a beacon of hope, and I was saying yesterday how this is like the best time to be alive. Because of how accessible knowledge is and how we as the collective, how we are able to understand who we are, different points of view from the people's mouths instead of from rumors. You could, about anybody, even if they're not the type of vocal person, they at least have a Facebook page. They at least, what they don't say says something. And how often they don't talk. The type of pictures they would take time to put up, everything says something about who they are. And this is the time where we can see who people are. They almost come with a caption above their head if you're actually looking for what would serve your higher good. And if you're actually looking for what would, if they're trying to come in your life, or if they're a potential employee, or if they're a potential, even if you're a car dealer, you can go beyond, if you're going to take the risk of financing them, you can go beyond their application and sort of take their email, get their, information where their page is or whatever. I found out that's how you get my page. And that's how people have gotten my number from Facebook after all these years, but I took it down now. But anyway, and you can find these people and you can see if they're worth it. What kind of language do they talk on their page? Are they, got the guns blazing in the air? Do they, talk, a slang that is apparent that they are more into thug life? Or are they people who are just trying to make it? Just, girl, groceries is up, y'all. I went to the grocery store. Oh, y'all, gas is up. If it's just a person who just trying to make it, trying to do the best for their family. And those things speak in volumes, and we have access to those things now, And even though the warfare is greater, so is our understanding of the tools we have for us. So is, if you are looking for spiritual comfort, we have actual people who have been through things that are online, that God can send you to your own, tribe as far as before you get your tribe. I got my tribe. I was so excited for you guys. And you know, we are so important to the tapestry of life, of us as a collective. We are so important. How our light shines, how we, you know, how some people need to know that there's someone they can depend on. There's someone who's dependable, even if they can no longer depend on them. Even if they have done so much damage that they burnt the bridge behind them. But they need to know that there are dependable people in the world. That there are people who are trying. For the people who haven't quite met their journey, us as faithful farmers, that means we are constantly checking on our harvest and on our produce. And we are constantly harvesting good fruit and good vegetables. You know, that we are constantly, God is not stagnant. Love is not stagnant. That they can constantly see a change in what looks like right on their way to their decision of what kind of life they want to live as they're growing. And, you know, we are so important and we are so encouraging, even to the people who don't like us. They know why they don't like us. They know it's because we are something that a lot of times they could never be again. They see in us what once was in them. And the enemy tricked them into selling themselves short. And God had to really, really bring me to a grand realization that, yeah, the people, your enemies that was against you, the people who set out to do you harm, that, yeah, we don't want to see nothing bad come upon them. We want them to be out of our way. We don't want them to put nothing else on us. But since we know something is coming back against them, it's easy to see why Jesus' last words, because of love, was, you know, that they don't know what they did. For God to have mercy on us, because they didn't know, not on us, because not me, but on them that did that. I'm like, because I wasn't there. Like, duh. Have mercy on them out of love, because they don't know what, because he already knew that they about to get it. He like, just have a little mercy on them because they don't know what they did. And that is easy to see how that could have been his last words. The more you walk in love, the more you walk in God, the more his light shines through you. And before I go too far, I want to also go to Psalms 1 and 5. No, 1 through 6. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night, even when you're not trying to meditate. That's what I was saying, how you get so used to meditating that you could be still doing something. You could just be sitting here polishing your nails like I do, and the TV can be on, and it just turns into white noise, and you just start hearing your breath, and you just start hearing from the Lord because you're in your stillness, and your body is used to, when it gets still and quiet, meditating. You could be just shopping in the grocery store, and you could be just singing in your mind, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Just singing, praising him in your mind. and then your body just, you of course you ain't gonna, fall over trying to meditate, but it all goes into a peaceful resting because you have rest and joy in your soul. And he shall be like a tree. This was the verse right here that God gave me when I first got saved. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of the water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. And you know how the tree, the leaf be on a tree too long, and the colors it went so bright and beautiful, but then it holds on too long and it just starts to wither until it fall off. No, we're able to let go in each season. We're able to let go of what no longer serves us. And his leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Now, you notice how some people can go to church and know they ain't right, know they going for all the wrong reasons, know they going to try to hurt somebody, and they can stand amongst the people in the church looking just like them, just because they put on a nice outfit, because everything is sort of surface there, and people can come in. That's why you got to stay covered, whether you're going to church or whatever. You got to stay covered, put on your full armor before you go anywhere. And they can look like the godly, but amongst the righteous mean you walk in a certain way. The righteous mean as time goes on, even if your neighbors don't know you, they know about the activity in and out of your home. All she got really coming in is groceries coming in over there. All I really hear over there is her doing TikTok. And if I hear any music, it's all righteous music or like hearty jazz, which I made a mistake of playing on my live I wasn't even paying attention. But anyway, on YouTube. But anyway, they can tell by your fruit. Every time they see you, you're not stagnant. You look like you're getting healthier. Your children look like they're growing up healthy and thick and strong. And your interactions with your children are loving interactions, and everything. And so I had one of my neighbors watching my son one day. That she's cool with her son. And I was just going to the store real quick to make a pickup in the Uber. And when I got there, the stuff wasn't ready, so I had to wind up shopping or whatever. So when I had got back, I was telling the Uber driver about my son, who he said that he was homeschooled, and he was telling me about, how he wind up going to college after. And I was asking him about the transition. I was telling him about my son. We was talking all the way back home. I gave him a nice tip. He all made me feel happy. But anyway, he was a good-natured person and welcoming person. But anyway, so when I had got back home, I had pulled up to the front, and I had texted my son, let him know I was on my way. And when I had got here, he had came and met me to grab the groceries, and he came and hugged me. And I was like, this is my son right here. This is my son. He was like, I kind of figured. My son stand over me, so he's like, yeah, I kind of figured. Thank you. Oh, that's so cute. And so people can tell by even the interactions between you and your children. And, they can't just walk among us and say we the same. They can't just say that. Because what we show is how people know. It's not by what we say. It's not by how we dress. It's by our actions, our walking on the narrow path. And for the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. And you see, he say that he knows the way of the righteous, not the religious, because the righteous, people who are not just trying to put on, trying to get dressed and show, how glamorous I can get to go to church today. Or just, I'm about to get me a husband. Let me pull this down a little bit. Going to church. Let me pull up my skirt. I'm sitting on the front row. I'm going to get me a pastor. And anyway, you can't just put on nothing and think that you can, the to walk like us or whatever. So anyway, the religious, and I'm not saying nothing against religion, because in all things we do need structure. All sheep need a shepherd, and everyone's call is different. And in this time of my life, which as I'm sort of walking blindly a little bit, because I'm just only trusting God for my journey. And, he sheds light on my path, but it's just like right in front of me, all this space going ahead. But it used to be just see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now he's shining a light down on my path, like, okay, I can see right here, I can see right here. Okay, but what about next week? I'll tell you next week. So, okay. I love him. And of course the tares, us as we want all good stuff and everything, but of course the tares, they want to choke us out before Bates discovered who they are. They want to do that so that they can go and start a smear campaign and act like you the tare, because y'all were both looking alike at your younger point in your salvation and your righteous walk. It's all trying to make sure that you don't make it to grow. And then it's all, they don't want to, they just only want to blend in with us until they can hurt us. I had a narcissist tell me to my face while rubbing my hair while I was asleep, I'm going to do you. I'm like, what that mean? Oh, that just means I'm going to do you good. Like, okay, I'm in agreement with you. It's so important. Y'all. It is so important to know your word. And, as you grow, this was dropped into my spirit last night. As you grow, that we don't cheat on ourselves, that we don't cheat on the new us, and go back to what we once believed. When we are awakened, that we commit to going forward, not feel like this is unfamiliar territory. Let me dip back in over here for a minute and just readjust and get myself together. And then go back in. We can't cheat. I'm saying that to myself first, because I was doing that at first. And now, as you level up, there's certain things that's unsaid. As faithful farmers, there's certain things in our level up that's not said, but, it's just a knowing inside of your heart, inside of yourself, to stay faithful, to keep marching forward, to not look back. It's so important that we don't cheat on ourselves with the old version of us. Because the old version of us was living in a low frequency, was living in feeling like not having something to do is boredom, as opposed to enjoying every moment that God gives you. God gives you. Yahweh gives you. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For me. And being grateful for that. Not feeling like allowing people to make us a shell of who we once were. I was saying that I just got my personality back after a few years went by, and I thought that I was just growing into, this was just a more mature version of me. I'm just a little bit less playful. I'm just a little bit less I can't say that. Just a little bit less putting into myself, a little bit less or whatever. And as I have stopped cheating on myself, stop going backwards and only concentrating on going forward, that I have now gotten my old personality back. My personality. It wasn't my old personality. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys. But I want to grow up in one way, but I want to be like a child in another. And God says that that He wants us to come to Him as a child, because He wants us to trust Him that much. He wants us to not feel like we know so much. He wants us to be faithful and have intentions of well doing, because naturally, as we are coming to this world, even though we are born into sin, we are developed, our mind is developed by who is around us. Even though He puts a stamp on us and everything, it can actually hinder us, and it can actually make us a fragment of who we are for so long before we find out who we are. And it could take all your life to find out who you are, making it less comfortable for when you do find out, and you have to just move forward. You have to go against what you have always done, which is, for me, I have always, even in my running away and being raised in the street to some degree, even in that, it was very terrible to speak against anyone that you are in connection with. To bring up any names, which I still don't do that. I don't bring up no names. And I have only brought up situations because that's a part of my personality, that has come to serve, that that the Holy Spirit has led me to bring up. But even in cutting off people so that I can move forward and becoming my higher person, the higher part of me. As I move forward, the levels that go up is higher versions of me, heightened versions of me. And though I have the foundation of the personality I have, the bubbly, playful type of nature, God is in control of my walk. So a lot of this, whereas when I first started, I was real giggly and stuff, and I'm still giggly, but I am more to get into the Word and asking how to be led and trying to come, with the real, being real, And one of my friends that I met through here, one of my supporters, as you guys are, as my tribe, and so she was telling me, and she don't realize, but I realized when she said that what she was trying to say, I understood what she was trying to say, but because she's younger than me, which a lot of my the supporters that I have start talking to through emails or whatever. So she was saying that she was like, she knew she loved me because she know that I'm real. She was like, even if she was like, I be making her laugh a lot of times, because even if I'm not right, at least I think I'm right. And I was like, I'm looking at this shit thing like, okay. And she was like, you keep it real all the time. And even if you're not right, you think you're right, and at least you could come back and say, "Okay, I wasn't right." And I'm looking at this here like, "Okay, I get it." She said I make her laugh all the time because I just be talking like I'm right. Like I do be right most of the time. That's not me being led by God. But okay. I just only be being led by God. Some things that's come through had came through a little fuzzy. Anyway, moving on. You know, the enemy come to try to, oh man, I'm all over my time. I don't wonder. Okay, but I'm going to say this. The enemy comes to cause resentment in us, bitterness. They had to cause evil intentions in us, anxiety, low vibes, low vibration. That's what the weeds, the enemy, they will hurt themselves trying to hurt us. But that is pleasing to the enemy, but they don't realize how bad they're hurting themselves coming against us as God's children. He'll let them get away with but so much, depending on our walk with him. And then when he stands up in our lives to show them that, okay, he is with us or whatever, they got a lot to they understand that the enemy is not their friend. The enemy, even though they have made themselves serve him, committed to serving him, even if they was tricked, they not earning brownie points. They not really getting over like they think they're getting over. That psychic they went to, that witch they went to, becoming a witch, becoming a warlock, has not served them. It has served us because it has made us trigger to seek more understanding, to fight the spiritual warfare, and to stand in our righteous truth and to level up. And whether they admit it or not, the Lord will give you visions and dreams of some of what they're going through or what they will be going through very soon. You actually wind up having to pray for them just so you just like Jesus did. Because we don't want to see, okay, we don't want them doing else to us. We want them to get their, get some kind of, don't do that or something. But we don't want them to be all extra hurt, like, oh my God, Lord, please. Don't. Be like, yeah, please just. And, you be done knew somebody did something to you directly. Be like, Lord, if you do that to them, it's going to hurt me in the long run. It's going to hurt my heart so bad. Please, Lord. Please, Lord, can you find something? Please, Lord. For me. They know not to mess with me no more. They know. They got it. They got it. They they don't understand. Stuff is piling up on them. They don't understand. They think they're seeing their pathway clear. But as things come to challenge them, they be like, all right, I'll just do this like this. Okay, yay. Okay, I'll just do this like, yay. And then as they walk, they look back and it's just all this stuff built up. And then it's harder to move. It's harder to get that finance together. It's harder to come back up. It's harder to get another job. It's harder to do this. It's harder to take care of this. It's harder to get your money out of this. It's harder than you thought. And that is just a little bit of the payback that the Lord has shown them. And he brings you to mind. I wonder because this ain't never happened to me before, and it was right after I did this. And he will make it so you wind up seeing what they're going through in live, in person, or hear about it in live and in person, not just in visions and in dreams. Someone came up against me, and they wound up in a wheelchair. The same thing that is challenging me challenged them, and they're in a wheelchair. And they had to tell me about some of the awful things they went through. You don't want your enemy or somebody who you've been against to know those things. But they've had to tell me things they haven't told other people about some of the things they have went through. And I didn't know half of the stuff they was doing to me until after the stuff transpired. But the Lord let me know that that's why. Because they were healthier than me. As far as taking vitamins, as far as eating healthy and all that. At that time, I was just eating cookies and candy and stuff. I wasn't taking no vitamins. I would walk. But I was drinking. And I'm walking just fine now. It took me a while to get back walking. I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair. But God. And yes, I went a little further today. I went over my time, but I have grace in my time because I could go to 9 o'clock if the Lord still had that on my schedule. In my schedule, I could do that before I start helping my son get him set up for his tutor. But anyway, everything I said was meant for somebody. So, y'all make sure y'all grab what's meant for you and make sure you apply it, as it will. Any encouraging words, let it rest in your soul. Let it become a part of your fiber. How important you are to the collective. You imagine a big old, somebody sitting up knitting, and they knitting a big old blanket for the world, and they just knitting and knitting. They taking their time to knit. They taking breaks, coming back. Oh, I'm going to patch this color, and knit. And let's say that you are one of those patches in the tapestry of the covering of the beacon of hopes for the world. Let's say that you down, okay? Let's say you just hanging down, your little part just hanging down. We got this big up. It hits different. It's not complete. It's not right. You got to go back and make that right. That's why so many of us in this time, raising the vibration, raising the love, raising the waking up in the morning, making these kind of, get our, even if we're not feeling that great, it helps us too, to get our vibration up so that we can give even to a mass. Some people who give to thousands of people at once. But let me tell you something. This is pouring out of our souls, and it is draining. You have to get to a certain point where you can talk to a grand amount of people because it's pouring out of you. And who's pouring back into you? God. He's the only one I really talk to, speak to, and gets me in and out of things. He's my best friend. He's my best friend, my dad, my father. He's everything to me. So anyway, Ephesians 6 and 10. I'm going to start at 10 today. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. It's power. It's power in God, walking with God, talking with God. When Abraham and them was here, when they was walking with God, they was talking directly to him. We still have that power to talk directly to him. We still have that power to walk with him. And the closer you get to him, the more you can hear his voice. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, those attacks coming against you. Somebody has declared spiritual warfare on you if you're doing anything positive in the earth. If you are starting to discover who you are and rising up to the occasion. You are a threat to the dark arts, to the dark world. They want to hinder you. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And you see how far Diddy got? Almost everybody have seen or know him from somebody. They know somebody who know him, or they have seen him personally. He have touched and affected so many lives. And he has so many chances to turn around and to just only accept God. Accept God. And then all these people you could affect. When Mace went out and he accepted God, you have to think that Mace was really, really bound and scared that he had to accept God. He ain't started talking again for real until Diddy went to jail. And it looked like he's going to be staying in jail. Now he started to speak up. I'm ready to rap again. Thank you, save me, Lord. I'm out. Stand therefore having, I'm at 6 and 14. Stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. I do have one more text to give you all that I didn't give you. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I'm at Psalms 2, 1 through 5. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, us, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. They don't want to see us. They don't want to see nothing linked to us. All of our light, the whole lamp, throw it away, and the cord and extension cord too. We don't want none of it. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahweh laughing at them. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Let them know what time it is. I don't want the Lord sorely displeased with me. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to stay on my righteous walk. I'm going to stay blessed and highly favored. And I pray you do the same. I pray that you guys have an amazing Wednesday, and that the Lord keep you covered under the blood, that do accept that are walking in the Trinity. And I will see you guys soon on one of my TikToks. I love you, and God loves you so much more. Peace.